Hey everybody, it's me. Today we're going to do something a little different. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the VGHF, the Video Game History Foundation. Um, I'll fix this real quick. Boop, 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 boop. I'll put on some music in a second, but wait, hold on. Let's fix that, fix that. Hello, Frosty. What up? So the Video Game History Foundation fairly recently put out this incredible archive of video game history, mostly magazines. There's some newspaper stuff. There's internal documents. This thing is incredible. I've barely even scratched the surface of it. It's not complete, doesn't have everything, but it is amazing. So I have some search suggestions. I will also take suggestions from chat. Let's put on some music. If you want a little higher, let me know. So I'm going to start off my first search, Night Trap. I sorted by date. The first mention of Night Trap in a magazine, at least so far that we know, was apparently Game Informer issue 5, summer 1992. If the text is too stretched out, let me know. This might take a little bit because my laptop sucks. Also, let me know if the mic gets all weird. Alright, 68 pages, issue 5, somewhere of what, 92? Look at this cover. Is that the search? Yeah, it is. It's Stanley. I knew it. I knew that what this was. Look at this cursed image. Good, thank you. I thought so. My mic's actually working right now. I'm fingers crossed. If it goes off, let me know. I might be able to fix it. Oh god. Rival Turf. Kick some you know what. I do. Look at that cover, dude. I think that was a beat 'em up or a fighting game. I was a beat 'em up. I definitely played this game, rented it. Dear Game Informer. I think you have a good thing going here, but on the other hand, you could use a lot more pictures and stuff like that. Make it look like Sega Visions. Kids don't like magazines with only words and hardly pictures. That's just my opinion. Earth Defense Force. Oh god. Alright, let's look for Night Trap. Look at this though. Oh gosh. Look at that Chester Cheetah. CES. Dizzy, yep. The hottest UK property. Might and Magic 2 for SNES. AD&D Pool of Radiance for... Wait, for 8-bit? What 8-bit? I didn't know they made one for the NES, I guess? Super Battle Tank, I played that game. Oh my god. Wow. Andy McNamara. Look at Rick. Is my cursor capturing, by the way? I said it, I want it to. Look at this guy with his power glove. He has the NES advantage. I love that. Andy. Look how young Andy looks. Holy cow. Might and Magic 2, not good. Pool of Radiance. Great game, but I don't know about the NES version. Spanky's Quest. Not a bad game. Not great either. It is okay. Wow. Ghoul School. That's not a good game. Welcome to the world of roleplay. I don't know Gadash. I am Gwendon the Young. Wow. Ooh, Andy gave it a 4 in concept. Really? Excuse me. Great concept for people who enjoy that style. Wow. Really? A concept? I mean, I wasn't big on the first-person RPGs either, but come on, man. Entertainment value 4. This is a long game, which is great for major RPG fans, but not for me. This is coming from a guy who put thousands of hours into EverQuest. I love Andy. Look, Ed loved it, though. Look at that. 9s and 8s. I saw the word sex, and I had to scroll up. Uh-oh. Have you been buying any? I bought some loot boxes before. Not many. Alright, let's see. How do we... We're gonna search for Night Trap. I really need a keyboard, bro. One match for Night Trap. The game Clue. Laser scope accessory, the Menacer. Sega CD, including Batman Returns, Night Trap. This is before the world even knew anything about Night Trap. See, there's like no controversy. All free? Okay. I probably spent about $40 to $60 total on Overwatch. Which, whatever. A new super hot CD that contains multimedia. Joe Montana on the cover. I'm moving to searches. We're searching Night Trap. I got plenty of ideas to search for stuff. I want to look at the first mentions of Sonic. FMV, Sword Quest, the CDI, 3DO. Turtles on the Genesis. This was an era when, like, the same game released on different systems would actually be different. So the Turtles Genesis was completely different than Super Nintendo. Pretty good game. Super Nintendo version is better, but wipe this spot. Faceball! Yo, I like this game, Faceball. It was like a first-person shooter, kind of. Game Doctor. Finally, Final Fantasy V. Kick some balls. Buy any game cartridge in a store, get $10 off. Build the ultimate system. Hell yeah. This is early. What year was this again? 92, yeah, so pretty early. What game is that? Oh, Super Buster Bros. That was a pretty good game. Super Scope was my favorite light gun accessory. I really liked the Super Scope. I thought the games were pretty good too. Sega Genesis, same price as the Super Nintendo. Oh god, wow, that's pretty gruesome for a cover of the kids' video game magazine showing that. Go for the gold. I played so many of these multi-cart games, these Olympic style games, and they were good rentals, you know, even the like not great ones. Is this a Street Fighter 2 RPG? That would be awesome. Ed, calm down. Oh, editorial. Calm down, Ben. Before I dragon... Before I dragon punch you. Damn. 90s dude. Okay, dudes, enough is enough. You have done everything possible on Street Fighter 2. It's time to move on. Bet you wouldn't be saying that If Rio were standing right behind you. I always forget that Street Fighter 2's subtitle was World Warrior. Toxic Crusader. That's some artwork, huh? Every time I think of Sega vs Nintendo, I think of the clip from Stream with the girl in the store. Yeah, right? Where she was like trying out to be an actress. That was like big. That was probably the biggest console war in many ways, where like lines were drawn in the sand. I mean, Psycho Letter of the Month. Mr. A.S. of College Station, Texas wins big in this category with the idea of having us kindly folks of Sendai include copies of all the games featured in that particular issue. Hey guys, how about packing in copies of all games reviewed? Mag prices should remain the same, of course. I don't know if that's psycho, it's just... Listen to this guy. We've already endured 5 Mario adventures, 3 Shinobis, 3 Ghouls Ghosts, 5 Turtles games, and 7 Batman games. Before the turn of the century, we might dwell in a world of all sequels. Yo, what are you, Nostradamus? More like Nostradamus. Haha, +2. He's not wrong, though. It's kind of funny, like, seeing that. Like, I'm sick of Mario, bro. This guy is a Reddit user to this day. Don't forget, Mario Paint and CD games are coming with real motion video. Out of This World. Hell yeah. I remember this ad. This is a great game. Also known as Another World in the UK. Ooh, envelope art. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's all Sonic. Sonic fan art. Look at that Genesis. The center... Wait a minute. What? That's a cake, bro? That's a Genesis cake? I was wondering why it looks so scuffed. Yo. Look at this nerd. Actually, in one issue, you had a picture of the game's circuit board showing 4 meg chips. When I got the game, I was surprised to see how small the cartridge actually was. The photo we ran was the working prototype. Dynamite! Terrible game. It's by Irem. I didn't know it was by Irem. Sunsoft, good company. Sushi X. Did we ever find out who Sushi X is? I'm sure we did. He was like, this was like an editor who just called himself Sushi X. So. Mario Paint. I love how they highlighted how many megabits. My favorite TV show continues to be Star Trek TNG. I can't remember the name of the show, but I liked it. A cartoon starring some guy named Buttered Bagel Boy. Is that real? Mystery Science Theater and Ren and Stimpy are the best TV around. Powdered Toast Man. May the Force go with you. Humongous. Oh, I remember this game. Not a very good game. Super Buster Bros is pretty good. And I don't think I played Test Drive 2. Only got a 6 for that. Only got a 4 for Super Buster Bro? I thought that was a pretty good puzzle game. I mean, it's not like super in-depth, but oh my god. Love this stuff, man. Super Bowling. This was a fun little quirky bowling game. Look at the colorful graphics. Like, yeah. Anything can happen on 60 feet of well-oiled pine and maple. It was fun. It was like cartoonish. Technos made it. Technos made it? Green Dog. Cosmic Fantasy. I don't think I ever heard of that. CD-ROM. Decent reviews. Uncharted Warriors, not for me. Soldier Blade, most generic game name ever. Hey, I'm now live. Star Wars, terrible. What? This guy gives Star Wars an 8, but gives Super Buster Bros a 4. Exile? Oh man, I want to call that, but it's 900 number. Look at that phone, bro. Cosmic Fantasy 2. TurboGrafx CD. Is that an RPG on TurboGrafx CD? Look at those shorts. Look at this artwork, bro. Working Designs. Oh, I forget who that is. Pinball Jam. Night Quest. Oh my god, I forgot about Night Quest. Yeah, not a very great game. But I played it, and I beat it. Only one. Look at these ads. Oh, I remember this controller. I think I might have had one. It's got all kinds of buttons and levers. Forgot about that. Holy shit. Games of October. EA Sports Network Hot Pick of the Month. Ariel the Little Mermaid. What is this? Exclusively for Super NES. Super NES Buyer's Guide. I don't remember that. I bet that did not last long at all. Space Football, what a piece of garbage. Man, it's sad that I've played and am aware of most of these games. Nintendo's Yoshi. What's that puzzle game? Darkwing Duck, hell yeah. Alright, let's look at the rankings. Tecmo Super Bowl, yep. TMNT 3. Ninja Gaiden 2, yep. Darkwing Duck, great game. All bangers. Super Nintendo. Why does it say rank 2? What's... Oh, I see. Rank number 1, Street Fighter 2. Yoshi's rank number 1? Better than Tetris? I disagree. Alright, we got Street Fighter 2. Arcana? What? No. No. Final Fantasy 2. See? Don't yell at me when I call it Final Fantasy 2. Nerds. Genesis. Alright, you got boxing. Genesis is still a big blind spot for me. A lot of sports games. Look at all these sports games, man. Babbage's. 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 Yo, it was so weird. I remember in the mall, there was a Babbage's and an electronic boutique pretty much right next to each other. And I didn't realize, but as I got a little bit older, I learned that GameStop owned both of them. So it was like this weird illusion of like competition and choice. I know, right? Yoshi? Alright, let's see what's on Game Boy here. Super Mario Land? Yep. Another Yoshi? Why? NBA All-Star Challenge 2. Okay, Simpson. Dr. Mario. Pit Fighter! No. No. I mean, let me tell you, I never played Pit Fighter on the Game Boy, so maybe it is actually good, but Pit Fighter on the Super Nintendo is objectively, scientifically, measurably, quantifiably one of, if not the worst game on the Super Nintendo. Pit Fighter is terrible. Garbage. And look, I liked fighting games. I used to rent all the fighting games back in the day. Even the subpar ones I would enjoy to some degree. Not Pit Fighter. I hated Pit Fighter. Pit Fighter over Mega Man 2. Yeah. But let me tell you though, this is the readers. I believe these are the regular people, the plebeians. This isn't the EGM saying this, I don't think. These would be like rankings from but still, why? Is Pit Fighter on Game Boy secretly an amazing game? Atari Lynx. Fun fact, the Atari Lynx is the first portable system that had color. It was actually not a bad system. I didn't own it, but Rampart's a great game. Underrated. Toki's interesting. Electrocop. Alright, these are the editor's picks. Street Fighter 2. Super Star Wars. Huh. I actually do think that's a pretty good game. It's hard as balls, but Axelay is a pretty good game. Calling it Turtles 4. Sure, yep, that's what it's called. I don't know Super Mega Force. I don't know this. I don't know that. Bionic Commando on the Game Boy. Okay. I never heard of this on the ball. Interesting. I have not been cranking it in a while, but there's a lot of new games, a lot of new stuff that I can't wait to check out. But I have my Playdate right here, and I don't know if I ever showed you, but I bought this pizza box. Here, let me go switch over to this. Little pizza box, little cover for my Playdate. I got an email from Playdate, and they said they're thinking about having a meetup with people, and they wanted our opinions on if they'd be down, if you'd want to go. I feel like, it's in Oregon, it's in Portland, which I always want to go to Portland, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe if you have the event, I might go. Hook on the Super Nintendo, garbage. Well, subpar, let's say that. The SMSG is a 32-bit machine. What is that? Isn't a cartridge console either. What? Into the hands of nearly every American who subscribes to cable television services? When you get your cable services, they'll give you a 32-bit system? You'll rent it? What? What is the SMSG? Is that like Sega Channel before it was Sega Channel? I don't know what that is. Sonic the Hedgehog, the Mammoth of Mirth. What the fuck? What? Has penned to deal with the white shirts at ABC to star in his own TV show this fall. While the Q-Man has dug deep. Oh, the show will be animated. Blurred blue one beaming into the airwaves. With the End's own mascot Mario. Don't look to the Q-Micer. The Super Mario Brothers movie is finally becoming a reality. Oh. I might have to Google it. Because I do want to know. SMSG console? Oh, is it the Sega Master? Wait. Sega Master System console? But then, I'm confused. That would have been out by now. That came out in like 89? Ooh, Star Trek CD-ROM game. Is this that board game? Alright, Spanky's Quest. Alright, you know what? Let's, we came here for Night Trap. What? That's not what the Sega CD... Is that what it looked like? Maybe it was. I don't remember. Sherlock Holmes. I rented Sega CD twice, and I rented some games. I rented Sherlock Holmes as one of the games. From Blockbuster Video. It was not good. What? I don't think it ever came out. The Wonder Mega combines the Genesis and the Sega CD in one shell. I don't think we've ever... that came out. Huh. Full motion video. Sega is able to include a couple of minutes of good movie. A couple of minutes. Oh, man. The newer CD plus G disc will also work on a Sega CD. $299. Oh. Oh, this is, I don't know if you know, but they made a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out sequel. Kind of. Power Punch 2 is the sequel, basically, to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and it is not good. That live-action Zelda movie is coming soon. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Second Mario movie? I should probably watch that first one, huh? I don't really want to. I don't want to. Dolphin will be a quest game that involves... Is that Echo the Dolphin? Large library of games for the Sega CD. 20 titles. Alright, so this is Sega CD. Cobra Command. Did they make an Ultima Underworld for Sega CD? That would actually be kind of neat. Wing Commander, yep. Sonic the Hedgehog will speed, yep. No, they did not make a Cool World on Sega CD. Oh my god, I need to play that. Cool World. If you don't know what Cool World was basically the edgy version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was like super thirsty, super sexualized, weird, not good. Final Fight CD, that's a good game. Switch is an example of Sega's newest games called Gagamation. Switch. Here's Night Trap. Cool World. Laserdisc. Cobra Command. I'm actually curious about Cobra Command. Laserdisc fascinates me. Batman Returns sucks. Wonder if it's Echo the Dolphin. They're just calling it Dolphin. Maybe Echo the Dolphin didn't come out on Genesis yet either. Night Trap, a new super hot CD that contains multimedia full motion video, which is completely interactive. Completely interactive. Look out for traps in your house. No, that's not what you do. You actually set the traps. There you go. Use them against the monster. So sorry, Nintendo Switch, but Sega CD beat you to it. So it's like a Mario Paint for Sega? I don't think that ever came out either. Tecmo Super Bowl. Sega takes aim at Nintendo. Not to be outdone by Nintendo's bazooka. We got the Menacer, bro. Whack Ball. Whack Ball. Yo, I was playing Whack Ball last night. It was hot. That's kind of my kink. Toad... What? They did not make a Toe Jam and Earl shooter game. No. No, they didn't. No. That's not true. That's impossible. Turbo Technologies, Turbo Duo. Is that like the... What's the Turbo Duo? The TurboGrafx CD, maybe? Turbo Chip. Loom. What an interesting adventure game. Huh, I don't know what that is. Super CD upgrade. With many new softs. Yo, they're so cool, they don't even call it software. They call it softs. I'm gonna start calling it softs. Yo, did you get that new Whack-Ball softs? It goes hard. If you want me to zoom in, let me know. Let me zoom in a little bit. More. Okay, that's a lot. Let's not go that far. That's fine. I can zoom in more. Oh, you got Ron Barr? Bro's got a Zamboni. One of the best words in the English language. Zamboni. Total Carnage. I plan to stream that. I've been planning to stream that for a long time. Total Carnage is crazy. Is that Ed Boon? Bro! John Tobias, Ed Boon. Wow. Let me know if the screen is too stretched. I did stretch it out a little bit to fill it up full screen. What about the violence? Yeah, what about the violence? Let's face it, Mortal Kombat is not a game that you would want to play after a hearty sardine and peanut butter sandwich. Who though? Who's eating that? Some of the scenes are downright gross. Not that that's a bad thing. The death scenes. For showcasing the human anatomy in varied and festive ways. Some people might think this is a bit too much, while others could argue that Mortal Kombat is simply more realistic. The distant statue of Buddha was a lawn ornament heisted from a neighbor's yard. Hehehe, funny. Most of the background characters are actually the people who made the game. Oh, I did not know that. Did you know that? I actually did not know that. Playing the game seems like you're watching a movie at the theater. And let's face it, you'll see things like this in the movies all the time. Dude, this is it. This cuts right to the core of it. But come on. He's so right. All these people bitching about video games, it's like, well, excuse me, but movies exist. You didn't know that either? Okay, I'm like, is that common knowledge? I didn't know. Wow. That's crazy. See, we're learning stuff today. When will Mortal Kombat make its way to the Super NES or Genesis? But if you find a game you're playing lacks such blood and guts, don't despair. Thanks to a truly snappy design, the game comes complete with a number of dip switches, which afford arcade owners the luxury to censor? I didn't know that either. I bet there was not one fucking arcade manager that censored their Mortal Kombat unit. And if they did, that lasts for like 5 minutes. Everybody complained. Can you imagine going to an arcade for Mortal Kombat and it's censored? Even I would go full Karen. If the establishment is a family-oriented business and the owner has the option to tone down, most will probably be initially attracted to extra level of punch. Yeah, I think I would say so. Spoiling the final opponent. Ed Boon has his own ideas concerning the violence. He said, hold on. There's no denying that possibility. Wait. There are always some things are lost in translation. Hold on. What did Ed Boon say? This is a fun game. King of the Monsters. Kind of like a beat 'em up. A Godzilla beat 'em up. A fun rental. Never heard of Newtopia. Never heard of Soldier Blade. TurboGrafx. Yeah, see, it's a TurboGrafx CD. Ooh, get a free 20-minute video of the new Turbo Duo. Yo, I want to see that video. Send your ASL. Age, sex, location. Splash League. The Game Doctor. Well, I want to know what Ed Boon said. Chris Houlihan. Room in Link to the Past? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I've got a question for you about the SNES CD-ROM, bro. Are they talking about the Nintendo PlayStation? Why did he put... What? Into thinking during the big two. My question's about the Sega CD-ROM. If Sega couldn't give its CD drive advanced resolution, more colors, more on-screen colors, more sprites, how come they could give it scaling? What? Oh my god, bro! Remember when Jesse the Body Ventura was like in politics? He was a governor, wasn't he? At one point of Minnesota, but yeah, Jesse the Body. What an interesting guy. Chris Houlihan room is the secret room in Link to the Past. I think that's our guy who won a Nintendo. Oh, yes. This is my top secret. Yeah, I do remember that. That's right. You won a contest. That's amazing. I did know about that. Damn. I think I'm gonna make this my new profile picture. At least they're not dirty. Will 8-bit survive? Will CD games prevail? I finally have a reason to write you. How will the system wars pan out? So, yeah. See, here's the thing. Like, it was weird era, I feel like, because, like, there was a lot of hype around like CD-ROM full motion video, but at the same time, I think everybody knew, at least I did, I think everybody knew deep down that like this wasn't the future. You know, in a way it was, because discs had more information, but like the early days of how it was implemented was not like FMV. Nobody thought FMV was actually cool and gonna survive. But it was a fun. I don't know if I know that one. I know like they made multiple endings. They were so hellbent on not having the answer leak out that they made multiple endings. I also know that in Vegas they have like their gambling, and they had all these different gambling odds about who it was going to be that shot Mr. Burns. And I think Homer Simpson was 2-1, which is like silly because that's too obvious. Maggie Simpson was like 100-1 odds. So like if you bet on Maggie Simpson shooting Mr. Burns, you got paid, brother. If you put $100 down on that, it's 100 times 100. It's like 10,000, I think. It's pretty good. I think 8-bit is already over. Sega was the clear leader in the 16-bit wars as of last Christmas. They were a leader for like 3 months. CD-ROM died in Japan. Yeah, this was an era where like Japan got everything like many months before America or North America. Yeah, this is a good answer by this editor. He's pretty much on point. Yeah, what about the SNES CD-ROM, bro? There is no final spec on the SNES CD-ROM drive. Man, can you imagine the future we'd live in if Nintendo didn't screw over Sony? Game Gear and Lynx. What would you recommend? Probably Game Gear, but Lynx was alright though. Concerning a color gameplay, Nintendo is still mum on the subject. Ooh, we don't know what's going on with Game Boy Color. Turbo Touch 360. Where you could just get good. Higher scores or your money back. No need to push? What? No more blisters or numb thumb. You know, numb thumb. Extensively consumer tested with game players. Just pass your thumb or finger over the control sensor. You don't have to push down. Sure. Final Fantasy V. No one guessed Maggie. That called one single person online said Maggie, so they were selected to win, but it took forever to find a person. Took a cash prize. Oh wow. Yeah, like I said, the odds of Maggie was like so low. Vegas had their odds, so you could gamble on that and make a lot of money. How big is this archive? It's massive, dude. It's not everything, but it is massive. Like I said, it has internal documents, it has newspapers, it has stuff that's like crazy, like all these magazines. Like you could just type in a search, and like that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna search for stuff. It's like, it's so cool. It would take like so long for us to go through all this, but I love it. What? Bro, Arnold? Do you know what game this is? Because I do. I beat this fucking game. It's not Arnold. That's a stupid name. Yeah, look, it may sound like a rather silly name. Yep. Revolutionary New Path. Orchestrated Sounds. Wow, I didn't know this was called Arnold. Look at this. Oh my god. Just don't be surprised to see a name change. Yep. I know exactly what game this is. As soon as I saw this, it's called The Seventh Saga. Mystic Quest is a decent guess. Does it have manuals? That's a good question. We'll look that up. That it might not have. Or box art. Well, you know what? People have already scanned manuals in. It probably does because people have already been scanning that, and it takes other people's work and their own work and just puts it into this massive thing. It's spearheaded by Frank Cifaldi, who's like the name in video game history preservation. But yeah, this is called Seventh Saga. This was made by Enix. Before Squaresoft bought Enix. Enix was the big competitor. They were the ones who made Dragon Warrior / Dragon Quest and all those other games. Great company. I played a shit ton of Enix games. This is Seventh Saga. This was one of the more obscure games. Yeah, I played every RPG I could possibly get my hand on. I love the genre. It was my favorite. Seventh Saga was an interesting one because, first of all, it was hard as balls. It's also very divisive. Some people hate it. Some people love it. I personally fall into the latter. I think it's a really solid game. But it's cool because, like, you can see on the screen here, you could pick your character at the very beginning, and there were 7. I think that's correct. And each character had their own stats. They also had their own storylines. So you'd pick that character. They also had relationships with the other potential characters you could have chosen. So as you go through the game, you end up, like, let's say I picked this guy. His name's Tux. He's the robot guy. So I would go through the game, and I would, like, see these characters throughout towns and dungeons and stuff. And everybody had different relationships to each other. And some of them would even fight you if they didn't like you. Like, this is the demon guy. His alignment was kind of evil, so, like, pretty much nobody liked him. But then if your alignment was good, you could potentially team up. So you could have one other teammate. I think my teammate was Asuna, the healer. This shows you and a couple of companions. No, you can only have one companion, at least in the North American version. Really interesting game. The combat I won't get into, but it has an interesting twist to it. It's a cool game. It's not for everybody. It is hard. Super Graphics is now dead. Mystic Quest I did play, though. Mystic Quest is underrated. I'm not going to say it's a great game, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, but people, especially in later years, hate on Mystic Quest. Oh, they hate on Mystic Quest. And the main reason they hate on it is because they think it's too easy. And one of the reasons they think it's too easy is because, yeah, it is easy, but also the whole marketing campaign around Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was that they wanted, like, a dumbed down, easier version of an RPG for the dumb Americans, even though other Final Fantasy games came out in America and people loved them, which makes no sense. But so that was the whole premise of it. And yeah, it is a little bit simple and a little bit easy, but it's still a solid game. And like, by the time I played that game, I was already a seasoned RPG player, so even I can appreciate that. Like, sometimes you just want like a fun, breezy RPG, you know? Not every fucking RPG has to be this complex, hard game. There's a Super Graphics. I have no idea what that is. It's now dead. It's got good softs, though. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's like a different version of TurboGrafx? Slash the PC Engine? I love this stuff, dude. I love this stuff. Video game history is amazing. Hubert 3. He's cubaceous. Oh my god, Super Baseball, bro. This was a fun game. It was like, you were like robots, and you could like explode and like use weapons and fight. You got power-ups. This was a neat baseball game. Rockman. Ranma Half. I don't know that game. Spin Dizzy. These ads are amazing too, aren't they? Records of the Lodoss War for PC Engine. I want your specs. I don't really know much about the TurboGrafx. I do like how they show like Super Famicom games that potentially could come to America. Look at these ads though, man. Just such great images. Super Advantage. I don't think I had this one. I had the NES Advantage. It's one of my favorite controllers ever. I don't think I had the one for Super Nintendo though. Ninja Gaiden. Huh. Gametronics. We buy, sell, and trade new and used games. What? I can't scroll anymore? Oh, it froze up on me. It's frozen. Yeah, I figured... Oh, come on. I figured you wouldn't get Seven Saga. That's like... That's a deep cut, even for, like, old RPG players. It's frozen. Here we go. I'm gonna look up game manuals next. I also want to look up Earthbound 64. I want to look up Atari porn, because Atari had a lot of porn games. I want to see if we can look up the oldest video game magazine that they have here. Turtles 4. Cheat code. What the fuck? Why does that look like he's holding the dick? I don't know why. Ken versus Computer Ken, Trick 2. Look at all these cheats. Make turtles disappear. Fighting Masters? Oh, it's Genesis, okay. Genesis is a huge blind spot for me. Go straight to bosses. Alright, cheat codes. Play Tug of War. Sound test. Okay. Uh-oh. Also, I want to look up the phrase gamer girl. Oops. When was the first time a magazine mentioned gamer girl? He's like, what? There was a guy holding a joystick and... Come on. Sink one more. Your title's at stake. So stroke a mean cue. And don't get caught. Space football. Space football. I don't know that game. A lot of codes for On the Ball. Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. Space football. What is this game, dude? I don't know space football at all. Look at that sweaty Ivan Stewart. Damn, dude. What is this, Mad Max? He looked like he just got out of a fucking Mad Max Thunderdome. Oh, the Atari porn. Yeah, so Atari, like the 2600, for example. Yeah, that Atari, you know, the one with like Pitfall and Pac-Man and Space Invaders. Yeah, they had porn games. Kind of a lot of porn games. Yeah. I only played one back in the day, like some relative's house. It was like Custer's Last Stand, but like Custer had was like this sprite of, and he would gyrate and his dick would gyrate and he would like shoot loads at the Native Americans. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Have we gone mad? Exactly. EGN's giving away games. There's so many pages to go through. Just saw the Post Malone Oreos. That's right. I don't really like Oreos. I don't really like Post Malone. But, yep. I'm not just gonna walk by a box of Post Malone Oreos and not buy them, dude. What kind of maniac would not buy them? Oh my god, what the f... I don't remember. Oh, these are like... What? $15.95? $72-pin game cartridges? What the heck? What is this? The Adventures of Willie Beamish. Oh my god. Greetings, Pig Slime. So edgy. First game ever to combine awesome action with clue-filled, fully illustrated story. Press F to doubt. Smash TV! Great game. Well, I don't know about the Game Gear version, but... Alright, what we got? Stunt Guild, look at this guy. Oh, dude, it's Thor! Thor! This guy, he won the, didn't he win the Nintendo World Championship? Yeah, World Nintendo Champion. Yeah. There he is. He won that shit and then just disappeared. Super WrestleMania. I played all the wrestling games back in the day. Speedball. B-52 Bombers. Tailspin. That was a cool game for a Nintendo version I played. Gods. Oh my gods, I remember that game. Introducing the humans. Alright, I think we might move on and do some more searches. I can't help it, dude. Mega Play. Honest reviews. What game is this? Is this Turtles? It is the Turtles. See? I'm a gamer. How did I know that? Great game, out of this world. His name is Lester? Huh. I wonder if Lester the Unlikely for Super Nintendo is like a reference to this game then, because it's the same kind of game. Interesting. Very cool. Oh god. I want that to be my profile pic, bro. And yes, I keep saying bro now. I can't help it. I used to say it ironically, and I still kind of do. But I've said it so much ironically that now I just say it. Let's bring back bro. Bro. Oh, look at this. I had one of those. You know they had a Game Boy sewing machine? For real. I do say that sometimes too, yeah. Again, I say these things ironically, but then I've been saying it so much that like it's become part of my nomenclature now. And I'm like embarrassed, but also like I can't help it. Can't help it, bro. looks addicting. Hey, Super Strike Eagle. David Crane's Amazing Tennis. Yep. Yep. Complete. Look, it says 95% complete. How could you possibly have that exact number? Look at this. Look at that shirt. Those jeans. The sewing machine, yeah. Actually, AVGN had one of my favorite episodes. I still love AVGN. I still go back and watch his stuff, his old stuff. But Game Boy accessories. He did a video on Game Boy accessories. It's really good. Dragon Warrior 4. That's the one Dragon Warrior game on the NES I did not beat. I played the heck out of Dragon Warrior 1, 2, and 3. And what happened was, I was playing through 4, and I got, like, pretty far into it, and my save file got corrupted, got deleted. I was so sad. I cried. And I never went back. Soul Blazer, never got into it. ActRaiser, we all know how I feel about ActRaiser. It's amazing. If you combine Zelda and ActRaiser, you will get Soul Blazer. Not kind of, but no, not really. Hey, there's Mystic Quest, Frosty. Many gamers complain that either their children are not mature enough to understand RPGs, or that some people just don't want to think through a game. See, I told you. Well, the minds at Square have just come up with a game that will satisfy everyone. Actually, literally nobody. It's 98% complete. Oh, just that 2%. This was like pitched as like baby mode, but it really wasn't even that like. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. Easier than that of a normal RPG. Oh God. Little Samson, one of the rarest NES games. I'm gonna change the music. I told you though, it was like baby mode, and people got so mad because you know how gamers always been. Oh, okay. It was a thing. Like, ugh. And people are still mad about it. It's like, it's not a bad game. Get over it. It's just like,